I'm going to drive a Defender now and see how the suspension's a bit different to the Grenadier. I mean, actually, the Defender's more noisy. I kind of like that though, because you get to hear everything that's going on. It embraces you with its mechanicalness, and you hear a noise and you think, oh, what's that? I'm going to have to solve it. Whereas modern vehicles, you don't hear noises. Standard springs on the front. I've got Puma white green springs on the rear, so the softer ones from the Puma area, which are more progressive. And so probably the softest springs you can have in a Defender. It's unladen at the moment. Let's do some bumps here. Few potholes. Yeah, I mean, if you take any kind of opposite speed, like Defender's not that bad in terms of suspension. Like, you don't feel the pothole as much as when you go over it slowly. Another hit, but you hear it more in a Defender, which is strange for a bump. You hear it more. It's a bit more jarring. Certainly, if you hit some of the stronger bumps off road at the speed the Grenadier did, you would feel. Yeah, it's kind of, you feel it more in your spine in a Defender. And some of these, I mean, this is a road, but some of these potholes are pretty deep for a road. So let's go what the Grenadier did, which was 70 kilometers an hour. So the Grenadier was going 70 at various stages, which is faster than this. That's faster than I would drive on this lane. Yeah, it's one of those things, like when you push a vehicle fast over terrain, it's going to soak, the suspension is going to soak up everything. So in that sense, it's not groundbreaking, but it is just better in a range of scenarios, I think. And certainly when it hits the harder bumps, it's more forgiving in the Grenadier. But as I say, the Grenadier is built for kind of a faster experience. When you drive the Defender, it makes you go slower because it's harsher. Similar to how the 7 Series Land Cruiser, the suspension is pretty uncomfortable and makes people drive slower. I'm just going to go drive over a few bumps and see if I can feel a real different kind of, push the Defender a bit faster at speed on some potholes and see how it feels. These are pretty big potholes for the UK, and this is a public road. Yeah, you feel the harshness a bit more. Obviously the whole vehicle rattles around. There's a bit more of a spike, and you feel a bit more in your spine in this Defender compared to the Grenadier. The Grenadier's muted. It does, a bit more like riding on silk. Anyway, I just had to test that. That was interesting, because it's always the way. It's like when you fit performance mods to your Defender, and then you go and like rag it around that you wouldn't do normally when you're normally driving, and you're like, yeah, I can feel the performance, but you push a turbocharged vehicle more than you would in just normal driving, it feels like it's got performance that you wouldn't otherwise know it had. So yeah, it's that kind of thing. If you just drive a Defender normally on roads and you go into Grenadier and they push it a bit, oh, you get a bit wowed, but side-by-side comparisons are quite hard to come by otherwise. Okay.